My name is Judy Music. I am one of the directors here at Berea Academy, St. Louis, and it is my distinct pleasure to be the person who talks you through the orientation materials for the 2021-22 school year for Berea Academy. As you can see, I am lounging at a beach in Hawaii, or maybe not. Maybe I'm here in my office talking to you via Zoom with a fake screen. But regardless, it is such a pleasure to have this opportunity to talk to you about Berea's upcoming school year, giving you all the information you need to have a successful start. So, without further ado, let me share my screen here and let's get going. Okay, if this was a standard orientation, traditionally in years past, we would have a large group, everybody seating in the same space. Obviously, COVID has changed that a little bit for us, but every year we start with prayer, and this year is no exception. So will you please join with me for a moment and help me to ask God's blessings on our time together and our school year. Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for the way that you love us. We are so grateful for the way that you provide for all of our needs, especially for the gifts of community, the gifts of the relationships with one another, and Lord, even for the gift of technology that is allowing us to have this orientation piece by piece instead of in that old large group setting. I pray, Lord, that you would guide my words and bring good communication and understanding in what I am trying to say so that the students and the parents and the families can embrace and understand the information. Help us, Lord, to look to you all year long for a source of strength and help. And Lord, I thank you for this time. I thank you for your love for us. I thank you for your leadership in Berea. And I thank you for every single student and parent that is praying with me right now. In Jesus' name, we come before you. Amen. So, we thought last year construction was a big deal, and it was a beautifully big deal. If you have not seen the gymnasium that is now a part of our property, you definitely want to make that part of your tour for tonight. The major construction for the gymnasium is done. However, there is now a secondary construction project that will be happening over the next several months. The hallway that we call the ZAP hallway from the welcome desk area when you enter the building is going to be connected directly to the gymnasium, and a handicap elevator is going to be installed. Those are wonderful things that are happening. They are going to have a slight impact on our operations for first semester. What I want you to know is our main entrance is going to be the same as last year. So you will be parking on the front parking lot, and you will be entering through the sanctuary doors. The sanctuary doors are the doors that are on the northeast side of the building. It's fine to drive around to the back parking lot if you are using the playground equipment or the athletic fields, but for our primary use, we are going to be parking on the front side, on that front parking lot. There might be a little bit of noise here and there. I believe that the construction crew is trying to coordinate so that they are not working during the time that Berea is in session. And they come a lot earlier than we do. They're on the property around 7 a.m. and hopefully we'll be done with the noise by the time our classes start at 10. However, there might be a little knocking about here and there. They expect that the construction project might be done as soon as Christmas, and so that would be fabulous as well. When there are any changes, any updates about parking or about construction or anything at all, we will announce those to you via email. Every Monday, you get something that is called a MailChimp. It is a group email communication that comes out from Berea Academy. Make sure to take a look for those, read through them carefully. If it is something that is vitally time sensitive, we will also try to post it on the Berea Academy family Facebook page, and also maybe send out a text information via Remind. Okay, big news. We have 2 semesters the same way that we did last year, but we have decided to even our semesters out. In the past, because of the way that Labor Day falls in the school year, our 32 weeks were imbalanced. The first semester was 15 weeks, ended at Christmas time, and then the second semester was 17 weeks. Now we are having 16 weeks and 16 weeks, which is much better for the single semester classes. What it does mean, however, is that our first semester will not end at the Christmas break. Our first semester is going to actually end on January 7th. So if you are taking a class that is one semester only, what you need to remember is make sure that you come back after the Christmas break for that first week in January to finish out your course. So first semester is 16 weeks from September 1st until January 7th. And then second semester is also 16 weeks from January 12th until May 12th. Other important dates that you're going to want to put on your calendar now are included here. One is you have an opportunity each semester for a parent-teacher conference. This is not a mandatory program, but it is highly recommended because it's an opportunity for you to get to speak with the instructors of your children one-on-one, to find out what are their strengths, what are areas of improvement, to collaborate between the teacher and the parents as to what good strategies would be helpful to employ, to get an update on progress, on grades, anything that you want. It is your time that the teachers are dedicating to speak individually to you about your students. We offer parent-teacher conferences once a semester. They come right after the midterm grades come out, so you will see a midterm grade, and then you will have an opportunity to schedule a conference with each of your children's instructors, should you choose to do so. For first semester, our parent-teacher conference night is October 25th, and for second semester, our parent-teacher conference night is March 7th. Those are both Monday evenings. Typically, conference times are anywhere between 7 and 9 p.m. It will really help you if you X those out on your schedule now so that you don't book something else in that place. Especially if you are new to Berea, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to get to know the instructor a little bit more, to tell the instructor a little bit more about your student, their special learning style, needs, strengths, what have you. Highly recommend. Also, we will be having some sort of a fall program or recital. The dates are not available yet, which is why you don't see it on this slide and it's not currently on the calendar. But you should regularly check out the Berea calendar. It is on the homepage of bereaacademystl.org, our website, and you will see the details there as soon as they are available. In the spring, we already have our big shebang to do that is called our Spring Showcase. This is the time that we celebrate the progress and the achievements of all of our classes throughout the school year. Fine arts classes like voice and piano will be giving performances. The movement and dance class will be putting together a special dance for us. The language arts classes might have demonstrations of poetry. The art classes will have art on display for you to be able to see. We have a raffle and different fundraisers that happen on that night. It's a wonderful time of celebration and joy that comes right at the end of the school year. It is our way of applauding one another. It's like a big cheerleading, yay, look at what our students have done. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you put that on your calendar now. And I also want you to know that Berea Academy does offer high school graduation for its students. Any student who has taken a class at Berea Academy is eligible to participate in the high school graduation. Of course, they have to be a graduating senior. The day is May 14th. It is the day after the Spring Showcase. It is a Saturday. If you do have a high school senior and you're interested in more information about what our graduation program is, how it works, what the ceremony is like, and how you can get involved, make sure that you contact myself or Beth Menemeyer, and we will put you in the loop for the people that are planning that activity. Some things that you need to know to be successful at Berea Academy. First and foremost, we have a very comprehensive, extensive student handbook that gets revised and updated every single year. That student handbook is available for you to read on the website. If you go to the bereaacademystl.org and you go to the Students tab, a drop-down menu will show you where to find the student handbook. There is also a hard copy of the student handbook available with the campus coordinator tonight at the welcome desk. You can take a look and peruse through that if you want. But we do ask that all parents and all students either read through the handbook themselves, or if the parents need to explain to the younger students what some of the policies are that are applicable, please do that. It gives information about what to do about absenteeism, illness, tardiness, how grades are determined, what is our dress code, if we have a dress code, what do we do about lunch, what services are available, what do we do when students are not excelling, what are the rules for building use. Basically, any question that you have probably is already answered inside of the student handbook. So make sure you take a look at that before classes start. We have 4 different breaks that we take during our academic year. Thanksgiving, wish it was spring break, and Easter break are all a week long. So the online classes that normally meet on Mondays and Tuesdays will not meet, and the in-person classes that meet on Wednesdays and Thursdays also will not meet, all inside of the same week. At Christmas time, we have 2 weeks off instead of 1, and the details of the exact dates of that are again on our website at bereaacademystl.org. I'm going to say that a lot of times because this is the main communication source that we have, where we try to post all of the information that you will need, and it's a great starting place to look for answers. BereaAcademySTL.org, BereaAcademySTL.org. Now, COVID. I know, we're all tired of thinking about it. We're all tired of talking about it. We're all tired of having to plan our lives around what COVID is doing or what COVID is not doing. But we do need to talk about it. The latest COVID-19 information for Berea Academy is our policy that was revised and updated just a few days ago on August 20th. And our policy going into the school year is that when we are inside of the building and moving between spaces, we are requiring face covering for all of our staff and for all of our students and for any parents that might be in the building. So basically, anyone associated with Berea while they are moving inside of the building needs to be wearing a face covering. Once the students are settled in their classrooms and they are in socially distant spaces, they are welcome to remove their face covering should they choose to do so. However, any student who wants to stay covered for whatever reason is going to be encouraged and supported to use their face covering. When students are outside, they do not need to use face coverings. The movement classes will not need to use face coverings while they are performing their movements. When the students are eating lunch, of course, they don't need to have their face covered, but we will try to maintain that social distance. In order to try to help with the health and safety of our students, we are having our younger children eat lunch separate from the older kids. They will have their own classroom space. Whenever possible, we take the classes outside because it's nice to have a mask break and the children get the fresh air, and it's wonderful. If you have any questions at all about the face covering policy, please look at the website. We have a special page dedicated to COVID-19 information. You can look at it, and any current information is going to be right there at the top. Of course, if you have a specific question related to your child or the type of face covering or anything like that, then you can contact us at bereaacademystl@gmail.com and somebody will get back with you. Our goal in all of this is to do whatever we need to do to maintain in-person classes. We learned a lot last year, and hybrid learning is not ideal. Online learning is not ideal. If we have to use those tools, of course we will, and we have learned a lot about how to use them effectively. And we seriously, sincerely believe that real people in a real classroom with a real teacher in real time, able to communicate with one another, to cooperate on projects, to have that live experience is the ideal, and that's what we are striving for with our COVID-19 policies. Of course, if Southgate, as our host church, alters their COVID-19 policies, that would affect us. If St. Louis County, which is the county where Southgate meets, changes their COVID policies, that also could affect us. So we are not promising that this policy is going to be the same policy that extends throughout the whole year, because we can't. We appreciate your flexibility. We appreciate your positive attitude. We appreciate your encouragement and your grace that you extend to one another when you have a willingness to listen, to adapt as needed, and to respect the rights of other people and help us maintain health and safety. So thank you. Now, something happier to talk about. Recess. We have doubled the fun this year. We now have recess available on Wednesdays and on Thursdays. You will notice that the time has changed. It is no longer in that post-lunch 12:30 to 1 o'clock time slot, but it has moved to from 2 to 2:30. This is a great time because there are several classes that are for recess-aged children that go from 12:30 to 2, and they have a gap between 2 and 2:30. This allows them a mental break from academics. They can go outside, run, play games, enjoy time with their friends, and then be refreshed and ready to come back in at 2:30 for their afternoon class, if they have an afternoon class. Recess is an alternative to study hall. So if you signed up for study hall and would prefer to have recess, just let us know and we will make that switch for you. Recess does happen outdoors on our back lot area. There is a pavilion, there is sand volleyball, there is a gaga ball pit, there is a playground area, there are swing sets, there's a very wide open space for kickball and different games. We will have the kids outside except when weather is inclement, in which case they will be probably in the gymnasium or in some other indoor space. But basically plan on being outside unless it's terrible weather outside. Recess is such a fun time. It was one of my favorite memories of my school days growing up, and so Berea is really happy that we can provide recess to your students as well. Another amazing, wonderful announcement is that we are having chapel again this year. COVID put the kibosh on it last year, and now it's back. So chapel, the second Thursday of each month, we take 5 minutes from the morning class, 5 minutes from lunchtime, and 5 minutes from the afternoon class. And in that 15 minutes, we create a space and a time for the students and faculty to come together to worship the Lord, to hear devotional material, and to pray for one another. Chapel is such a wonderful opportunity, and we are so pleased that it's back again. Typically, the worship is provided by Berea students, either worship team or music students, or somebody who has the abilities to provide songs that we can sing along with. And then the devotional material is either a Berea staff member or a Berea parent or a Berea student. The public speaking students will be creating devotionals as part of their curriculum in the fall. So it's a great time to take a breather, seek the Lord for guidance moving forward, to remind ourselves that we are led by the Spirit of God, not by our own flesh, wants, or desires. And every time we have chapel, any student who wants prayer for any reason can receive prayer and join together with other people on a spiritual level, not just an academic or a social level. Chapel is optional. We do not force our students to go to chapel. So should there be any student on campus who does not desire to go to chapel, they will simply go to lunch early. If you have any questions about chapel, I suggest you talk with Jocelyn Wofford, who is our chapel coordinator for this year. Jocelyn is around here tonight, so you can ask her what chapel is like, or if you have ideas for chapel, or if you're interested in speaking at chapel, then she would be the person to talk to. All right, we're getting there, everybody. This is your to-do list. There are copies of this checklist in checklist form available from Linda at the welcome desk. So if you want to pick up a checklist, please do so. But these are the things that you need to do either tonight or before the beginning of the school year. As I mentioned before, number one on the list is read that student handbook. Right next to it, you can also see our expected code of conduct. They are both available right on the website. If you wanted to look at that hard copy tonight, make sure you stop by the welcome desk, but there's no need to read it now when you can read it online at, bereaacademystl.org. Then, if you have not enrolled in every class that you wanted, if you are waiting to see about something, you have 2 more days because our enrollment for the fall semester closes on Wednesday, August 25th. So make sure if there are any additions that you want to make, that you do so in the next 48 hours. Also, before the first day of classes, before a week from Wednesday, you need to have filled out an annual information form for each student that is attending classes at Berea. It is not one form per family, it is one form per student. This gives us information about any specific medical needs they have. It gives us the annual information. That's all I need to say. You'll see when you see the form yourself. If you want to take a look at what the form is like, again, you can go to the welcome desk after you have watched this video and you can take a look at the hard copy, but you fill it out online. If you still have not purchased your curriculum for your classes, it's time to do that. Go to your course description and you can see what are the textbooks and materials that are needed for your classes. We have links available there for where you can find those textbooks, new, sometimes used, and then several of the classes have some used curriculum available for purchase tonight. So if you go down to our main cafeteria area and you look at the used book table, you might be able to find some of your curriculum there. Some of the classes also have a school supply list, whether it be a certain type of paper pad for art classes or brushes or certain kind of highlighter or pens for other classes or a calculator for mathematics, whatever it might be. Make sure you check the course description and or talk to the instructor to find out the school supply list for your class, and you can bring those items when you come next week to class. If you have items that you want to keep on campus, that's fine. The younger students have personalized bags where you can put all the school supplies in there, and we do have places where you can keep items on campus if you think you might forget them going back and forth or feel a little bit bulky or something like that. So check that school supply list. And tonight's your chance to meet the teachers, to talk to the teachers, to ask your questions. So find your instructors. The schedule of who is giving a tour and who is giving a demo was passed out to you via email. But again, you can go to the welcome desk and find out where is my instructor going to be when, and find them. All of the instructors should have ID tags. And so once you have found the instructor for your child's course, go up, introduce yourself, introduce your child, ask your questions, ask anything that you want, tell us anything you want. We're here tonight for you. You also get to see the classrooms. All of the classrooms have been assigned, and you can go with a tour where you get a teacher or a staff member who will take you around and can show you the rooms in order of your student's schedule. So the student can practice going from this room to this room to this room to lunch to this room. Or you can just take a standard tour to orient yourself to the building, take a peek at the different types of seating arrangements that we have, the different spaces of the rooms. While you are taking the tours, some of our teachers are giving demonstration lessons tonight. So you can stop in and learn how to use microscopes with Jen Hogan, or you can watch Nikki Davis paint Mickey Mouse, or you can go on a scavenger hunt. So take a look at what are the different activities that are available. You will be getting your student's schedule via email that says on Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I guess I should do those in order. What are the classes that your student is taking and what hours of the day? That is a schedule that is printable for you, so you can put it in your student's backpack. And of course, we will have several people helping to get your student to the right place at the right time. Berea does use some online platforms that are very important and very helpful for you to get the communication in a timely manner. Not only do we send out those weekly email MailChimps, but each class has what is called a Slack workspace. And so you should have received an invitation to join Slack for each class. Make sure that you do that. Learning how to use Slack now will be very helpful to you later on. It's a great way to connect with your teachers. It is where homework assignments are going to be stored. It's where resource files, YouTube clips that the students are supposed to watch are going to be available. It is like a private collaborative workspace for the teacher, the students, and the parents that is based around each class. It's called Slack. If you have not received your Slack invite yet, or if you're not familiar with Slack and you need a little Slack lesson, then reach out. We would be happy to help you. We also do have a group text that's called Remind. If there was a snow day and we needed to alert people quickly to an early closure, or if there was some sort of need where it was very time sensitive to get the information out quickly, we do use that Remind. In the MailChimp that comes every week, you will be getting an invite link to join Remind. Suggest that you do that if you want text alerts on your phone. Again, we don't use it every week. We try to be very judicious about when we send out information via Remind, but it is very helpful for that time-sensitive information. Our online gradebook is called ThinkWave, and parents get login information and students get login information. That login information is going to be available to you on August 30th. Again, you will be getting an invite via email. When that email comes, go ahead and connect in and make sure your account is set up. ThinkWave allows you to see your students' progress. You can adjust the notifications on it for how frequently you want to get an update on their progress. For me personally, I sign up for the daily updates. So every single day for my students, I can see what assignments are coming up for them, what were the grades that they recently received on assignments that they have done, and what their progress is. ThinkWave is also a way that you can connect with the teacher if you need to reach out to the instructor. It's a way that you can look at the specifics of the assignments. You can read comments that the instructor provided about those assignments. It's just a great way for you to, again, keep in communication, to keep touching base with the instructor and making sure that you know what's happening and that the instructor knows what's happening. So your ThinkWave invite is going to be coming right around August 30th. If you still have questions, I know I've done a lot of talking, and normally in the large group setting, we would have had the Q&A and the raised hands and all of that. So if you have a raised hand mentally and you're like, I still don't know what to do about this or this or this or this, tonight is a great opportunity to still get those questions answered. If your question relates to the operations of the facility, the enrollment data, getting into classes, changing classes, or something about Berea's policies and procedures, I recommend that you seek out Beth Menemeyer. She is the lovely lady on the left in the photo there. She is our Director of Operations, and she is the expert in all things operations, enrollment, and policy related here at Berea. If you have a question about your bill or your payment plan, then you want to see Tracy Calhoun. Tracy is up at the welcome desk area over by Linda, and she would be happy to talk to you about anything billing related. Also, Tracy is our discipleship instructor and our discipleship counselor. I believe that she's called the campus chaplain. That's right. So Tracy would be happy to talk to you about how we do discipleship. If you have any needs that you want prayer for, Tracy would be more than happy to pray with you. We have adult discipleship classes that are available for you free of charge. We also have a Big Questions teen discipleship class that uses the same material but teaches it at a level that is appropriate for teenagers. Tracy can tell you about both of those programs. If you have general questions about Berea, Linda is our catch-all, knows everything about everything type person. She has volunteered to put her time in at the welcome desk lady tonight, so go to the welcome desk, and if you just have a general question, you want to see the student handbook, you don't know where to find your name tag, you don't know where the bathroom is, whatever question it may be, go ahead and ask Linda. If she doesn't know, she'll find out who does, and she'll make sure you get an answer. If you have questions that are specifically related to the class that your student is enrolled in, I suggest you seek out the instructor of that class. The majority of Berea's instructors and staff are on campus for orientation tonight. So poke around, ask around, find the instructor and ask them the questions directly. And then I'm around too. So if you haven't heard me talk enough in this video, feel free to seek me out. I would love to talk to you about who is Berea, why are we here, how did God provide for Berea in its onset, how long have we been around, what is our mission, what is our vision. And of course, if you want to talk about algebra, I am the person to talk to, or about the elementary core math workshop program. Or if you want to talk language arts and you have a middle schooler or a high schooler, I would be happy to talk to you about the level 1-2 literature composition, the British literature and composition, or the advanced literature and composition. So lots of options available to you. We're just about at the end. Final slide. Congratulations for making it through. As a reminder, come talk to us. We are here to answer your questions and to get your feedback. If you can't speak with us tonight and you're watching this video via YouTube, email us with your questions. BereaAcademySTL@gmail.com. BereaAcademySTL@gmail.com is our email address. And you can also find that on the website, which I bet you know by now, BereaAcademySTL.org. Classes start next Wednesday and next Thursday. It would be a great idea for you to arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. Everybody is going to be new on campus. It's going to be a new routine. We understand that things will take a little bit longer on that day. So plan to come a little bit early. We will be here waiting for you. Make sure that you have your face covering, your favorite face covering to wear while moving within the building. Classes begin on September 1st and September 2nd, next Wednesday and next Thursday. If you are part of the classes that have the online component that meets on Mondays and Tuesdays, they will not start before the first or the second. They start up the following Monday and the following Tuesday. That's it, everybody. We made it to the end. Congratulations. I am going to jump in the surf here and maybe have one more good swim before orientation starts, but I will be dry and ready to see you all really soon. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. We are so grateful to God that you are a part of the Berea Academy community this year, and we look forward to having a fabulous year together. Have a good night.